Hey guys, Ragnar54 here with a guide on how to get what is probably the best melee experience in the game right now, as of November 29th, 2012. It's been really popular over the past couple of days, so you might have heard of it by now. It's low HP Dharocking. So first, here are the requirements. You need at least 70 attack, 70 defense, and a minimum of 5 mil just to buy the Daroks. So I have some suggestions for what you would want. You're probably going to want 70 plus strength, 67 summoning for a bunyip just so you can heal yourself pretty much forever, but that's not required. None of these suggestions are required. 10 mil plus to buy better gear, and 75 fire making. Of course, all of those suggestions are optional. You do not have to have any of them. You could just go with plain Daroks, nothing else besides Daroks, but of course that won't work as well as if you have the better stuff. So first, let's go over the setups. Here's the first setup. It's for people that don't have a lot of money and may just be going with the minimum requirements that I just listed. So I have an obsidian cape. You obviously don't have to have any cape at all, but obsidian is pretty good for the cost. Strength amulet, combat bracelet, ring of wealth. You don't have to have this, it just increases the chance you're going to get a rare drop, and dragon boots, which can be substituted for rune boots, obviously. Here's the second setup. This is for people that maybe have a little more money. Fire cape, obviously you can't buy the fire cape, but maybe it costs a little money to be able to get one. Saradomin's Whisper, you can also use a Fury, Warrior Ring, and Combat Bracelet, just because I can't really use, I haven't done Recipe for Disaster, so that kind of sucks. That's the best thing I can use, I think. And Dragon Boots. Now this is what your inventory should look like. I have two supersets, 10 prayer potions, and 6 food. Monkfish is the best food I can have since I only have 77 hit points. I also have a Crimson Charm, Green Charm, Gold Charm, and a Blue Charm just as placeholders because you are going to get all of these things. Also a Fire Rune because the monsters we'll be killing have a lot of those. You're going to need the prayer potions because you're going to be using prayer a lot. If you don't choose on using prayer, maybe you have really low prayer or something, you can just bring a lot of food. But you won't be needing it that often. So now you need to bonfire. As you know, bonfiring is just fire making, but as you also probably knew, but maybe not, if you burn 5 logs of the same type in a row, it'll give you a temporary health boost. And for Daroks, with the percentage of health being lower the higher you hit, you want to have the highest possible health that you possibly can get. So once you've bonfired, you're ready to go. Now you can go to a couple of places. You can go to mutated male Jadinkos, Hellhounds, Abyssal Demons, or my favorite, Fire Giants. I like to go to Fire Giants because they drop tons of gold charms, and maybe your summoning is really high and you don't want gold charms, but even if you have 90, you can still use gold charms. And also it has pretty much 0 requirements. For mutated male Jadinkos and stuff, you need like 90 plus Slayer, so not a lot of people have that. So I just go with Fire Giants. Alright, once you're all geared up, bonfired, and ready to go, to get to Fire Giants, you go through the northwest little under the wall tunnel and jump the wilderness ditch. Don't worry, the Fire Giants aren't in the wilderness. You just have to go through the wilderness to get to them. And go up through the wilderness. If you're really scared, then don't go through the just go straight there, and don't make sure you're not on a highly populated world, and go up to this little thing on the minimap that is the rift and climb down the rift. Proceed regardless, and once you've gone down into the rift, you'll go into a room with rock crabs. You might want to let them damage you a bit because they damage you a lot more than the Fire Giants do, or at least for me, so maybe I'll let them get me down a tiny bit, and I can also let this get up my adrenaline. So anyways, you don't have to do this. I'll just go into the Fire Giant room. So to get to the fire giants, you want to go in the northwestern portal thing, and you will be in a room full of fire giants. So now you want to attack them in order to get your adrenaline up. You don't want to pot up or anything now, so just use as many abilities as possible in a short amount of time. It doesn't matter what abilities you use, just try to use a bunch. And the whole purpose is just to get your adrenaline up so that you can use momentum. Alright guys, I have hopped worlds because there was another Dharok there and he was just taking all the kills. So I've hopped to this world, and if you do hop worlds, you may already know this, but you lose momentum, so you will have to get it back, but it takes very little time and it doesn't matter that much. So now I'm going to do a quick XP test for how long it takes you to get a certain amount of XP. So I'm going to do this for 10 minutes, and I'll be back after I've done it for that long. Alright guys, I am back, and it's been approximately 10 minutes, and I have gained 37k XP, or almost 38 after this kill. So if you just so that's 10 minutes, and you multiply that by 6, and that is quite that's around 270k XP an hour, I believe. I may be wrong. I'll put something on the screen if I am wrong. That's just a rough guess. And I did this with only 74 strength, so you can do it. If you have higher strength, you can obviously do this a lot better. And this is just attack XP. I forgot to set a counter for hit points, but you do get a lot of hit points as Constitution XP as well. And I have received 2 fire battle staves, 1 dragon dagger, 69 gold charms, but around 28 or 25 of those are from before I started the 10 minutes. 1 blue charm, 12 green charms, and 5 crimsons. That's because I came here with 1 of each just as a placeholder. And I've used 3 of my my monkfish, and I have used two prayer potions. But I've just been praying almost the whole time, and I usually don't pray the whole time. So yeah, so that is pretty good. Alright guys, that is my guide, and I hope you enjoy getting tons of XP.